Hi. I think I've figured things out now. It's taken me a while. I think we're going to be okay. So I'm excited that we're here. The only problem is I have a live Google Hangout going, but it doesn't look like it's connecting to my my stream on YouTube. So just bear with me a minute. And I think it's going to work. I think. I don't see my camera working. So I'm working with some things here. Just give me a second. I don't know who's watching, but hello. And I'm trying to figure out. Wait a minute. Okay, let's see. Here we are. Okay, I did it! Yay! Okay. So it's now October 3rd. Isn't that funny? Because I wanted to do one on October 3rd. And here we are. And I just asked my spirit guides if they would help me figure this out, because I was trying to use an encoder to do all this. And like I said, it's been a while. Look at that. It's like a mirror. I could fix my hair if I wanted to. Anyway. So anyway, this is my testing, October 3rd testing. I can't believe it's actually October 3rd. Okay, everything happens when it's supposed to. And right now, I guess I'm just living proof of that. I'm going to be making some adjustments while we're doing this video, because it's been since, gosh, let's see, I think April was the last time I live streamed. My mom ended up having to have a second heart valve replacement, and she's 82. And so I went and stayed with her for about 6 weeks. I came home once or twice to get more clothes and check on things at home and that. But I stayed with her a while, and it was called a TAVR, and it was done at the Heart Pavilion at Lankenau Medical Center, which is down near Wynwood, on the other side of Philadelphia. And so she seems to be doing well. And anyway, so things have changed. YouTube and Google have, I think, updated some things. And I'll just keep reading the fact page if I keep having a problem with everything. But let me just adjust camera here. And I am excited that we're going to be able to start doing our meditation. We're going to start meditations and start from there. We're going to work our way up. What I mean by that is I had suggested if anyone would like to do some free classes with me. I love teaching. I love speaking. I love helping people. And so I really am excited because I can sit right in the comfort of my own sacred space and go around the world and be with all of you. So I think that's really awesome and cool. I didn't think I was going to get the stream going. So when I first sat down at midnight, it's now 1:34. So it took me an hour and a half to figure this out. And anyway, I just felt like I was more prepared when I went to sit down than when I actually got it going. But it's okay because it's just a test, and we're just seeing how things go. One thing that's bothering me is I do have had to put a lamp on my desk, and it is reflecting off my glasses. So I'm not crazy with that, but I might be able to remedy that as we are sitting here. So forgive me if I'm moving around. I'm just going to see if I could, let's see how this works. I have this beautiful purple, it's like a Rubbermaid, you know, like the Rubbermaid stuff we get for our kitchen shelves and stuff. Well, this is purple, and this is so beautiful. And I got it at Michael's Arts and Crafts, my favorite place to get lost. And my biggest wish list in the world is probably at Michael's Arts and Crafts. So, okay, so I'm going to put this up and see if we can take the glare off a little bit. No. So, well, yeah, maybe. But I think most of the glare is coming from the screen here. And I don't think that if I even move it around, it's really going to help me. So, I guess I could try it without the glasses. They're really for reading, but with the monitor, I have a 27-inch monitor in front of me, and I guess it just looks a little bit blurry for me right now, so I guess we'll just deal with it for now. It'd be cool if I could sit with my sunglasses on, then I wouldn't have to worry about it. Anyway, I'm losing it a little bit. It was getting a little bit frustrating. Trying to figure things out. So when you see me sipping, it's lemon and water. I haven't had any boxes of the wine I was drinking once in a while. If I had a box of wine, it would last me months and months and months and months. And I stopped because when I make contact and I hear from my spirit guide or spirit guides, they will always discuss diet and health. And they never fail. They are always trying to help us in many ways and many levels. And one of the things that obviously I shouldn't have any type of alcohol, and I've learned that over the years. I am a diabetic. I've been off my meds for 5 years because of my diet. I went plant-based and whole food and do chicken and salmon. Once in a while, I do cheat and have a cheesesteak or something yummy that I used to think was so yummy. But always, whenever I eat it now, I feel a little bit ill. I feel a little nauseated and heavy, and it's because our diet is mostly plant-based. And when we do eat meat, we eat 80% vegetables and just 20% meat or fish. We stopped gluten products, bread products, and we use wraps. And we do nut milks. We do not do anything cows. We don't like pus or antibiotics or any of the things that are actually there. We don't really want that. I have a couple issues that I just, I need to be careful. So spirit guides always bring up my diet, and I'm just a freak for pizza. I grew up very close to Philadelphia, and so cheesesteaks and pizza are what I was raised on. And gosh, I love them both so much. And it reminds me of home. So, I guess that's probably not the best thing for my health. But so they told me the other day, my spirit guide said, you really need to stop with pizza. because I will sneak a slice of pizza or find an excuse why I should have pizza. And so they've asked me to stop. So I'm going to do my very best to stop and really just keep it as a treat, maybe once every few months, because I will never stop eating pizza. Also, what else did they tell me? Well, they told me a couple other things that I'm actually I'm not at liberty to discuss here. I could write about it later, but I won't. The smoke you see is, I lit some sage. I love sage. I love the smell of it. And so I have it on a candle burner. It's almost out now, so the smoke should stop. But in case you were wondering what all the smoke was billowing by, I have a fan on across the room on low, and then I had the sage going. I really love sage. So on September 24th, 2016, I went up to the second East Coast Paracon up at the Steamtown Mall, which is created by Joe Hawk, and I believe the members of the Pennsylvania Paranormal Association. And I was doing a book signing. Last year I was just a guest checking it out, and I just knew I was told that I needed to be there this year. And so I was, and I was very excited. And it was just an amazing day to be around people of like mind. And it gave me renewed inspiration, because I have been around so many, I don't want to judge or label people, but let's just say that they just are not of the same belief system and vibrations, and we'll leave it at that. And so I was so excited to go up to the Paracon, and I figured out it would be a good idea to do a nice book signing for my Eyes of the Messenger, which is a true life story of a natural mystic and a natural healer, which is me. I am Denise Lee. And this was experiences that I had written down in the first early part of my life, and things that I needed to find answers to. I have spontaneous experiences through my awakening. And when things would happen, I would have to research what was happening. And so I ended up compiling and writing about all these things once my children were grown. I did ask them their permission. They know a lot about my past and my lifestyle. And so I talked with all of them to make sure they understood that their mother is a writer, and that I needed to write these experiences down and move past them so that I could open the door for new experiences to happen and new levels of learning. So I published that book in 2011. I had a great time signing the books at the Paracon. You know, I've been a hermit for a lot of years, and I was really nervous, but I don't think anyone could tell that I was nervous, but I'm over it. I mean, I had done these events for so many years in the past, holistic expos and psychic fairs and all kinds of events where I was doing my Reiki. I'm a Reiki master, 20 years now, traditional, and I've studied non-traditional Reiki. I don't get into all the branching out off the Reiki. I prefer, I understand that I am in the pink ray of the Reiki, which gave me a higher rate of universal life flow energy that came through me and awakened my Kundalini. So anyone that's gonna open themselves up to Reiki, which is fantastic. Just expect to have signs and symptoms begin for the Kundalini to start to rise. And it rises up through your chakras, your spiritual centers, and eventually will come up. And as it does that, it's going to hit blockages that you may have. So it may take time for the energy to rise. And a lot goes into all of that, but I just touch on that a little bit. I don't expect people to understand it just because I said a few sentences about it. It's not that easy. For some people it is, I suppose, but for others it's not. So I was used to doing the events, doing Reiki, and then I studied with Dr. Eric Pearl and was attuned to do the reconnection, which is a frequency, which is incredible. And naturally, before I had any of that, I just naturally was able to do things that most people don't tap into. I believe it was because I left home and left school at around 7th grade, and I didn't have all that other education. I had a very open mind. So I've had a lot of experiences, and this is why I want to write, because I'm hoping to help people with my experiences. I'm the queen of bad choices, having a very crazy and wild lifestyle when I was young, and then I did the mommy thing and the marriage thing, and I was married for quite some time. Very, very rocky relationships. My choices were not the best. And what it was learning lessons with the people that I chose to be with. So not to put anyone down. It was just that whatever I went through with them, I needed to learn and I needed to experience for my soul's purpose. And they needed to go through what they needed to go through on their side for their soul's purpose. And, sometimes, our children don't always understand what an adult is going through, and they only see through the eyes of a child. And so their memories will always be that of a child because they were not adults. So then they have to grow up and become an adult and learn to either live as a parent or an adult and go through heartbreaking things that will hopefully give them a compassionate heart. Things that will help them understand what it is like to be a parent and have the responsibility of kids that someday they will realize, wow, my parents had to go through all of this. This is what they felt, and this is what they had to go through. So, we go through a lot in our lifetimes to learn a lot of our soul lessons and what we've come here to do. But aside from that whole plan, we are here to raise the vibration and the consciousness on this earth. And part of my job is to be an avatar and a teacher so that I can help awaken and open people up who are asleep still. So when I do these free classes online and teachings, I am more or less geared towards beginners, but I have no problem if anyone else wants to sit in. I am far from a beginner, but having the knowledge that I'm supposed to help awaken people. And that's part of why I do the attuning for the Reiki and just any session with me at all is going to begin to awaken people. I can stand next to someone and they will begin the stages of awakening even without any type of attunement at all. I've seen it happen. Do I expect everyone to understand or believe this? Absolutely not. However, I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to make things up, and I speak from experience. And I've had a lot of it. I am almost 53, still a baby, But I grew up in a metaphysical family, a very gifted family. And it just took a long time for me to get to where I am now. But I want to help people. So that's where I'm at with everything. And so I want to do a lot, many online classes. I will be doing online long distance healings. I had started doing them way back, like, excuse me, a long time, over 20 years. I did international healing for several years. Oh God, when ICQ came out, I loved ICQ. We had a nice community, and I would do group chat meditations, group healings. Just had some incredible friends that I made way back when. And I'm really looking to reawaken all of that and share it again with the world, because everything is so different now. When I first did it, it was almost unheard of. No one knew what Reiki was. It was just unheard of. And there were no ghost hunting shows. And I didn't watch TV for many years. And my children learned how to make things, how to play, how to do wonderful things, and not sit in front of a television and be programmed, because television was created to program people, not only through subliminal messages, but also to keep us staring at the TV screen. Just like a lot of things. I don't want to say too many things because then too many people might get offended, but the reality is it is programming, and they literally called it TV programs. So they basically tell you the truth, and you don't even recognize it when you're living it. So my point was, when I did get cable TV again, we live in the mountains, so we have to have cable. It's not like it used to be where I lived in Philly. We could have 3, 6, and 10, ABC, NBC, and CBS. So when I did get cable, I was floored. I couldn't believe all the ghost hunting shows that were on. And some are very humorous and hysterical. And I am highly entertained, but also frequently frustrated if I watch certain ones. Because I don't believe you should be provoking spirits. I believe you should treat them like someone else is just sitting right in front of you. You should be respectful and treat them as such. So I was really surprised about the influx of ghost hunting shows. And still now, I only have the basic 20 channels just so I can get my internet through my cable company. I don't really watch any of the 20 channels. It's just basic and bullcrap, really. I really like the internet. I just recently am getting away from Facebook. So if you were on my Facebook and I have deleted you, it was nothing personal. Think of it like this. When we clean out stagnant psychic energy and we clean our closets, we clean our house, and we have all the rooms in our house clean, the energy flows and life changes and new things happen, okay? Because we're getting the old stagnant energy out. So I did that. With my house, but also, you know, we need to do that with our social media. I mean, why be a friend collector, have all these people's energies on our profiles that don't talk to us, and then their friends' energies come through? Like, I feel too much to feel everyone else's stuff, and I don't want that. So I have limited my personal profile to 20 people, which is my close family. and a few trusted healing people. And then I have another public profile where I have left 98 people on, and I'm still undecided if I'm going to keep that. But I have 10 Facebook pages that I created because I used to have a lot of websites, and it got very costly. So I changed my websites to free pages. And then just because I had some cool hobbies that I had, I wanted to make a page on this or a page on that. So I do have a lot of pages, and I've asked people to like my pages so they could keep in touch with me. And so please, nobody take personally if you're not on my Facebook anymore. It was not to be rude or to be mean or anything like that. It's because I'm extremely sensitive now. I'm trying to change things and manifest in my life, and I am. So it's like cleaning out a closet. So I cleaned up the Facebook page, and I am not sitting on Facebook like I was. I really enjoy our house. It's what I call my fixer-upper, and I am an artist and I love to create. So I've started to paint it all white. As you can see, the walls are white. They used to be last year when I had the broken leg. I had the queen size bed in here because I couldn't walk. And if you remember, the walls were like a burnt orange, like a burnt umber or burnt orange. And the other walls were like this yellow. And I still have a whole room upstairs with those colors. And I'm just working my way up. I did the whole floor white, first floor, and I'm working my way up the steps. I've made it to the hallway and done the bathroom. And so I have to get to the back rooms. And I just want it all white. I love high vibration, and I just prefer white. That is what I like, and that is what I'm doing. So I've been changing a lot of the energies. I still have to do a cleansing. When I was at the East Coast Paracon, I saw a medical intuitive who had come to the 300-year-old farmhouse that I lived in before. We had an investigation done there, which will be a chapter in the next book. The next book will be published in 2017. I'm not sure which month I will complete it for publishing, but it is called Angelic and Terrestrial Communication. And I will discuss the whole investigation that was done at the farmhouse, and probably what led up to us even moving there, like a lot of changes that we have gone through, and how I was able to manifest this house. And so I'm really excited. And so I wanted to change things, and I wanted to get rid of old energies, thought patterns, and ways of doing things. So it's very important that I move from Facebook, and I'm very happy to be with Google Plus and the communities here, the communities I've created, and the private class community that I have. And so it's just my little way of going around the world from my sacred space. And I'm really happy if you would join me. And what I want to do now is, if you would just let me click to see if anyone has found me yet. Hold on a second here. Okay. I'm just going to type a message. Okay. So it's going to just take me, I guess, a couple sessions until I get used to doing the live streams again. So normally, I need to find my windows here, forgive me. Normally, I only watch 2 live streams anymore. I stopped watching any other live streams. Once in a while, I'll go into Steve from Southwest Ghost Hunters in the UK. I enjoy Steve's streams. He's on a different time frame, so a lot of times I'm sleeping when he's on, but I do catch the videos after they've been up. And the other stream that I watch is Cat Angel from Southern Angels Paranormal. She's beautiful and funny, and Wayne is such a sweetheart, and they're so in love, and I love their energy. And the people who are in the chat are wonderful, and so I've been following Kat and Steve on and off for 2 years now, and I'm sure there's many, many, many other amazing, amazing shows live streaming off YouTube that I haven't seen, but I haven't had a whole lot of time recently. I've had a lot more responsibility, and my responsibilities are going to increase over this winter. And so I'm preparing myself for that too. And I still want to keep trying to do shows as much as possible. So what I want to talk about right now is that we are in the month of October, when the veil is the thinnest. And I want to try to do as many streams as I can in this month. And aside from what I want to do with the classes, I want to do the footage, because when I go over footage, I mean, I really hear, you know, spirits talking. I hear spirit guides, angels, my angel that comes through, and they all sound different. So for me, once these publish up, then I can sit and I'll put my headphones on and I'll listen to my own shows to see what I hear coming through. It's more of an experiment because we only have this month once a year. So I just want to see what we could do. I might try to do some of the, you know, the little live EVPs or whatever. I still don't have any different equipment than I had before. I have my Samsung Galaxy tablet. The little LG phone I was using just is really, really crappy. That must be why the person who had it got rid of it. My hair is really hot, so I need to get it back off me. I'm at the age where we have hot flashes, so hair can make me really hot, and I don't like being uncomfortable. So, so I don't really have the LG. I mean, I could try it a few times and see how it comes across or whatever, but it seems to break up a lot for me, and so I get irritated with that. I think those were the only 2 devices that I actually used before. If you remember, I had the laptop that the fan would run really loud, and we actually got a lot of voices in the sound of that fan. So I'll be quite excited to see what I get, if anything else. But I get a lot of activity. That's no secret. I remember at the East Coast Paracon 2015, Dr. Mary Barrett was doing free psychic galleries, and she also had a spot where she was doing her services, what she does. But I was in the psychic gallery, and I made a video, and it's on my YouTube page here, where she referred to me, and the spirits were telling her, my father was telling her that I'm a spirit portal. And the spirits come to me, and I have, like, it was described to me before, like a whole stadium cheering for me on the other side. And I just, So I do get results. That's what I want to say. I do get results. I spent many years raising my vibrations, and I go on and off my path. I'm not perfect. So currently I am back on my path, trying to be a good girl, doing my best, and I'm excited. So I'm happy that we were able to get this stream rolling. I wanted to show you something. This was a gift from my mom to me. She said she had no use for it anymore. My mother's a wonderful psychic. Privately, it's just how she is. She doesn't do it for anyone else. It's just who she is. So let's see if I can move this over. I had it sitting on a couple of bricks. It's really heavy. So let me move the platform over that I have it on. And I want to see if you can see it on the camera. Can you see this? It's a big one. Let's see if I could turn my camera down to see it. No, I have it all the way down and you cannot see it. How much more higher do I have to lift it to get it up? Wow, I really have to lift that up. I don't have anything to lift it up with. What a bummer. Why don't I do this? It's heavy. This is heavy. It is heavy. So I'll just tell you a little bit about this ball. So my mom got this when I guess after us kids weren't living with her and she had her own place. She told me she paid like $600 for it back in the day. And I seriously think she was taken advantage of. These were not like mainstream like they are now. And as you see, it has an air bubble in it. If you could see that. You see the reflection of my shirt. I'm trying to block it, but I don't think I can. You could see the air bubble, right? So I have to put that down. Boy, is that heavy. So so I was having the at the farmhouse. I redid the one room there. I hand stained the floors. The old wood was horrible, and I wanted to make the room really beautiful because I love working with wood. When I used to volunteer out at Stonehenge Gardens, I redid and rubbed with my hands and the stain rag by hand the floors, the tree columns in there, and the two gift shop areas. I did the whole thing, and I was up to 3 in the morning doing that the one day. I just love wood. So I have to set the energy. I'm very anal like that. Like I have to start from scratch and set a space from, like I did the floor up. I did the floor. I did the walls. I did the old wooden antique cabinet that was in there. And then I put piece by piece in there to make it my sacred space. It's just how I do things. So I had this ball in the cabinet, the front of the glass door cabinet. And I'm going to go grab the picture that I want to show you of what happened and what you could see with the ball. So give me a second here. Charles, mommy, just mommy, just mama. Okay, relax. Relax yourself, Charles. That's my puppy, Charles. Any little noise I make, he just has to bark because he's in charge. He's Charles in charge. Okay, so what happened the day was I set up for my personal reader, not my medical intuitive reader, but my personal tarot and psychic reader. His name is Steve Homsack. He's also known nationally and internationally as Fast Horse. He's incredibly gifted, and I love him to pieces. So he was at my house, and I had I bring him in once a year or once every 2 years, and I invite the females in my life, family and friends who want to have an incredible reading with this man, Fast Horse. And so he was at my house, and my daughter's a photographer, and I asked her if she could take pictures before we brought people in of the room and him, because I just love that room. And so when she took a picture and it flashed, it lit up the ball. But I didn't see this for 6 months. I did not go. We thought we lost all the photos of that day because I deleted a file, and the only pictures we had were ones that we didn't want to keep. And as I was getting ready to look at a picture, I heard very clearly in my mind, open it up and look and see what you see. So I put it in the paint program. And if anyone knows, when you open a picture in paint, it makes it really huge. So I had to like scroll it across and scroll it up. And all of a sudden I saw the ball and I almost shit myself. So here's the picture. This is Fast Horse sitting in my room. Here's the cabinet, and there's the ball. Now, I hope you could see this, but I'm going to move it up towards the camera to see if maybe you could see the face. Yeah, it looks kind of blurry. Yeah, you can't see it. It's too blurry. I'm not sure. I think I have a close-up here. But anyway, the light lit it up, and there is a picture. I'm going to say I've had experiences with Ascended Masters. I've had experiences with Christ, Saint Germain. And so I don't know exactly who it is. I never sat around and asked who it was. But you see the golden hair on the edge is all lit up. They do have a mustache and a beard, and the air bubble distorts that a little bit in the picture. If you look at the cabinet, there's wood scrolls on the front of the cabinet here. And so the scroll right here creates a shadow across the ball. And that shadow goes right across here, and you can clearly see 2 eyes. I mean, you know, I thought you had to stare into one of these to be able to see, you know, when they turn milky, when you gaze at it long enough to see. I never expected when the flash of the camera was going to come off that someone was going to show themselves in the crystal ball. So cool. I haven't heard of it happening for anyone else. I'm not saying that it hasn't. I just haven't heard of it. I did have the picture up on my Ghost Gazette. I think I changed that because I have a few Ghost Gazette profiles attached to different accounts, and I had the face blown up where you could see how beautiful it was. But I mean, if you follow me and you see my pictures on Facebook on the Ghost Gazette page, go to photos and you will see the blow-ups and the clearer pictures of that. It's a shame because I'm just not really versed in how to, you know, I guess make things more clear on something like this. This was a picture of the room. There's a little filter over top of this picture, but this was the healing room when I had finished it. and it looked like that. And the ball was right in there. And I searched, you know, when I saw that, I thought, what the heck was reflecting off of that? You know, it drove me crazy for a while because I didn't really realize that it was real. So I searched everything that I owned that was in the healing room, everything in the cabinet, everything in the drawers. And since then, I have searched everything since moving twice. I'm sorry, once after that, I don't have anything that resembles the face that could have reflected off of anything else to make that face there. So that was super cool. That helped me validate. It just was so cool. Here is, I just thought maybe you'd like to see a few pictures since we're not doing anything totally important right now, just kind of testing, talking. My husband and myself were married at the Inn in Jim Thorpe. It's a historical town. It's a Victorian town. And it's a historical location where we were married. It's one of my favorite places. And we were married on the balcony on Valentine's Day. How romantic is that? Anyway. I don't know if you can see that. There's an orb right there over top of, this is the crowd of us. That is the living room area, not the living room area, the check-in area where there's a fireplace. Maybe it was a living room at some time, but I'll show you the blow up of that orb. To me, that's the ceiling. Okay, so there was another one up top, and this one was the golden glowing one. That was really cool. That, obviously, I saw that one right away, and I love that place. We did spend the night there, and I didn't, you know, I wasn't concerned with anything paranormal on my wedding night, so I couldn't tell you if anything happened because I wasn't paying attention. And we were beat. And we couldn't sleep in the next day. We had to check out, so we didn't stay because we don't live far from there. And someone else gave us my girlfriend gave us a honeymoon up in the Poconos. It was scheduled for a few months later, so we went away for a week and had our honeymoon at another time, which I'm very frugal and economic. So, hey, I'm not about blowing all kinds of money just to go sit somewhere up the road from where I live. So we did enjoy ourselves though when we went on that. So I have another picture, and I'm just going to assume that you might be interested in seeing the other picture. All right, I have three views of this that I will show you. So we ride, right now we ride our own Harleys. At first I just rode with my husband, and at this time I was on the bike with him, and we were coming through a location where we ended up actually living across the street from where this had happened after that. But there was an accident, and once I saw all the activity, I just, you know, shook my head and started praying, because this area has lost a lot of beautiful, amazing souls, young people, upon their graduating summers in this area. They just like to go on these car rides, and for whatever reason, some of them just don't make it out of the area. So with that being said, I said a prayer, and then we went home to see another relative, and I was taking some pictures of another grandchild. And behind the child, the mother was on their laptop and knew this person. And they were speaking with their friends and crying and very upset at what had happened. And so we were all, emotionally affected and touched by this, even though I personally didn't know the young person. They did. And I covered the female up. I put a heart over her for privacy reasons. And on this one, I cropped the child out. But she's sitting on a couch, and she has a laptop in front of her, and she's typing. I'm very emotional at this time, crying because she was close with this person, and she was heartbroken at what had happened. I'm just not going to say any names. If people know who this is, if you want to know if you're right or whatever, you can always private message me. But I'm not going to say anything. It wouldn't be appropriate to do that. But I am going to show you the picture and try to explain it now, because I'm in front of this huge. I have a 27-inch all-in-one. And I'm going to try to get where I can hold the picture and try to see it from the side. I'm going to use a pen to try to point out for you what I'm trying to show you. And then I'll show you the other two views. And hopefully you'll be able to see it. These are on the Ghost Gazette profile too. So you could find that. So, okay. So let me see what angle. It's a better angle than not here. Okay, so here we have, this is where the child was, and I cropped her out. That's my coat. This is the couch. This is the young lady. Okay, I put a heart over her head for privacy. And this is her sitting. Her arms are here, and she's typing on her keyboard. And this would be the monitor. The blue square is the computer monitor. If you look, and I didn't see this when I took the picture. I didn't see it for 2 or 3 days later when I went back over the film, and I, once again, almost shit myself, okay? So you see the yellow, this is part of the body, would be part of the body. This is like a full apparition. His hands are over his head. It's the yellow arm coming up here. This is the other arm coming up here on this side of his head. So this would be his elbow. This is his face. And he always wore, I was told, he always wore the hats with the, I think it's a fox symbol on the center. So let's see, if you really look at that, you could see the gold symbol on the center of that hat. And he's like, hey, I'm here. He's using the energy of the computer. And he's like, hey, I'm here. I'm not gone. I'm not gone, you know. I think that's a good shot of it. I think that is a real good shot of it. But I'm going to show you what the other two look like. And again, if anyone who sees this is related to this person, I do apologize. But I'm not using any names. But I think it's fascinating. And if you think you know who it is, then I hope you know that they're still with you. They're still around. Okay? That we are energy when we leave the physical body. We are energy in our original form. Okay? Here's another view. And you see I put the heart over the child in this one. And you could see it's just so clear as day to me. It really is. It's fascinating. And I have all the originals. You know, if anyone should ever want to. anyone of any significance and importance would like to see the originals, I have the originals of everything that I took. I do have a few pictures up that were not taken by me, but people that that I know personally. I do have some pictures up that don't belong to me, but as long as I know the people and I can tell when something's real or not. So here's the other view that I had of that. It was a 5x7. I think those are fantastic. So those I had in the little book on the table up at the Paracon. So I will be doing another book signing this upcoming weekend. And if this is going to be a holistic health and wellness expo. It's put on by Inner Peace, and it's going to be in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. So if you're in the area, you can look the Inner Peace Health and Wellness Expo up, and you can find out where it's going to be. If you're on my pages, you'll see me posting about it. And I'm just trying to put these back into my book. Just because I like to be organized like that. So, like I said, I have some other pictures that are so cool from other people that I know that are on my pages, so please look. So I want to discuss with you about the picture you see on my YouTube account. Okay, that picture, the original, is going to go into my next book, Angelic and Terrestrial Communication. Some of you may be aware of the picture. I've referred to it as a gray. Do I know for sure it's a gray? Well, it's some kind of terrestrial species, but I don't know. Technically, I do not know that it is a gray. But it showed itself. I saw it. Let's see. Did I see that right away? No. I actually was using my Samsung. And when I film with the Samsung, I can also hit the photo button at the bottom. And I love that because the pictures, I can click them really fast and they just keep going into the file. And they don't make that noise and there's no delay. They're just boom, 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 boom. So we were sitting out by the fire and that's what I was doing. I was filming it and taking pictures. And that was the first summer that I had lived here where I moved to, and we bought a house. And so when I looked at the picture, I was floored at seeing some type of alien terrestrial. The big black eyes. I mean, if you're looking at my YouTube and you're looking at the cover picture, not the picture of me sitting in the chair, but there's a cover picture there, and it's the flames. Look the center of the picture and look to your left, and at the left top, you'll see the eyes, and if you follow, you'll see the head, and it looks like a really long type of bird beak, but that actually could be a flame, but the size of the head's there. So I'll grab the picture that I have on the wall right now and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But hopefully more clearer images off the original image will be in the book. This is just a printout, and the printout doesn't do it a whole lot of justice. Just like when I cropped it for the cover pic on YouTube, it didn't give it a whole lot of justice either. So hold on one second. Let me grab that picture. And of course, they tape everything together. Okay. So this, I outlined it with a pen. That's what you're going to look at on my cover pic. Okay. Now, when you see it on the pic, you will see the eyes are dark and you will be able to see the outline of the head. When you're looking at this, you see how this is light here? This is from the fire, whether it's the heat imprint or whatever. On the actual picture, there's just like hundreds of faces. Just hundreds of faces, completely tapped right into that dimension. And that's what happens a lot with me. I'm sure it happens to a lot of people, and I know that they love the digital world. They love being able to show themselves and communicate. And so I wanted to just show you that awesome picture. I love that picture. That picture really helped validate for me what I was hearing coming through, talking to me. Like I said, I have thousands of clips that I have recorded, and excuse me, I have thousands of clips that I recorded, and many of them I couldn't hear and make things out because I went off my plant-based and whole food diet, and I became toxic again. And I gained weight, and my cells were full of toxins. And that affects your hearing. So for the last year and a half, well, I'm going to say since April, I went back plant-based again, heavy duty, because I had stopped for a while. And I'm working on opening up, my hearing better, but I know that might not have anything to do with our psychic areas where we hear, which isn't the actual physical ear, but I still can't hear when I play back. But now that it's been so long that I've been doing the EVP work and putting so many hours in, I actually have gotten better. Things are getting clearer. And of course, I just started doing some in the last, I did one clip, the clip where you hear the spirit that's around me say, it's a cop, or there's a cop. I think it said there's a cop. That's the last YouTube video that I put up. You should watch that one. It's loud and clear. And so that was the first one that I did this summer because I was so busy with my mother and other responsibilities that I hadn't had time to do anything. So since I took a break, and that's even with energy work, if we take a break, we will come back and be stronger. That's just how it is. So I was excited that things have increased for me, and thus that is also why I needed to clear up the Facebook pages and just move away from any negativity in my life and just be me, just do me instead of worrying about everybody else. It's been a great journey, I'll tell you that. They say make it interesting because you're going to spend a lot of time looking it over. Well, better sell tickets for mine, baby. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed what I showed you so far. I want to start the classes, and we're going to start with meditation. That is the base for connecting and opening up and just keeping a balance in life and helping keeping your health in check. If you have any issues at all in your life, you should meditate, because that puts us in touch with our higher self, and we connect to what we need to know. And people think, oh, I have to do this or I have to do that. No, you don't have to do a whole lot to meditate. Meditation can happen in many ways, in many forms, on many levels. So I don't have any type of music set up for the meditations or anything. Maybe at another date I will. I'll get some things together, but for now I just kind of want to explain. I got this giant crystal ball sitting in front of me still. I'm just going to move it to the side. I love it. Mwah! I love you, crystal ball. It means so much to me. One, because yes, it was my mother's. My mother's amazing. And two, because I always wanted one. And it wasn't something that I could just attain easily. And I certainly never expected to have one the size of that. And I never expected her to give it to me. So it has so much meaning for me. I just love it. I just love it. I have to keep it shined up. Okay, so I want to, a very powerful meditation that we're going to do and start to learn is called a 4-breath. Some people do a 5-breath. Some people do a 4-breath. I want to light a little bit of sage while we're sitting here chatting. Just trying to, there it is. Meditation is simple. There is nothing difficult about it. It should not be thought of as difficult. Oh, I love the smell of that. I do. Okay, so just a few basics. They say for good meditation practice. If you can't sit in a chair, you can lay down. I had the most incredible experiences laying down. I have prophetic dreams. I have travels with my spirit guides. I just have amazing results even when I'm laying down. So I'm going to say maybe there just isn't no one way to do it. You can sit in a straight back chair with your feet flat on the floor and your back straight, and you put your hands upward. I studied with Elizabeth Joyce from www.new-visions.com. She's fantastic. She's an international healer. She's a psychic medium. She is an author of incredible books. And I studied with Elizabeth in my younger years in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. And she taught me, I always thought we would touch these fingers. She taught me to touch these, the pinky and the thumb. She says that connects us and lets our soul know that we're ready to meditate. So you can do that. You can also get a book on mudras and learn different mudras and hand positions if you would like to get deep into it. So what you're going to do is, I always close my eyes. I think it's a very good idea to close your eyes. It shuts off your visual senses and opens up your psychic senses. So I'm going to open my eyes to talk to you, or pretend they're closed. So we're going to sit in that position, and you're going to breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Release through your mouth for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. And repeat that In through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Release. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Release through the mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Okay, so if you do that in repetition 8 to 16 times, that is extremely powerful. If you cannot do it that many times, do it as many times as you can and work your way up. Never do this driving. Don't ever meditate when you're using any type of vehicle or equipment. Now, naturally, we meditate when we do things, but we don't want to intentionally do it when we're driving or using any type of machinery. It's very dangerous. So it's very simple. There's nothing difficult, and that wasn't so hard. When I start doing the class videos, I would like to open with a meditation, and then I'll talk, and we'll call out whoever may be in the chat. We'll do some shout outs, and then we'll meditate again, and then we'll take it from there for whatever else we'll do on that particular day. So we have to build up an energy together. So for the people who are interested in doing this with me and can't be in the chats and do it live, it's okay. You can watch the videos that I'll be putting up and just do it along with the video, okay? And just try to catch up. I'm going to do them as many times as I possibly can during this month of October, as I would like to connect as much as possible and see if, just see how we do in the thinnest time of the veil, being thin. And after that, I will do as many as I can monthly. And no matter what's going on, I would still like to be able to get some videos up. We want to keep things simple in life. We don't want to make them difficult. We don't want to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to learn these things. We simply want to breathe and set the intention that, yes, we want to do what is good for our soul and good for us. So after we build our energies up, and we've been doing this together for at least a month, I always say, well, it's 40 days to break a habit, 40 days to start a good habit for it to become natural. And I'd say in 30 days we could connect. I connected in 30 days. I was using, I'll tell you about, I'm pretty sure I talk about it. Yeah, I think I mentioned it in the book. Elizabeth had made an incredible cassette and CD, which is now an MP3 download from her website. I believe it's $20. Again, that's www.new-visions.com. And you would look for the chakra meditation and chakras in your body. And your body. And she made this guided chakra meditation with Richard Schulman of the Philharmonic Orchestra. And the notes and the tones that resonate with the chakras are the actual perfect notes. I used this cassette tape. I had the cassette tape, and I would play it. While my children were at school, I would do a meditation. And then at night, before I would go to bed, I would do it again. So I was doing it twice a day. So I doubled up. Around the 30th day was the most incredible experience that I had. And I explained it in detail in the book, Eyes of the Messenger. I connected and was with my guides. And I was aware of it. And it was so cool. It was so great. It was the greatest thing in the world. It was awesome. And their faces like were so peachy and glowing, and they were so happy. And I was jumping up and down, and I'm like, how'd you guys go? And I bet you thought I'd never make it up here. And they're like, you had us going, Denise. You really had us going. Because, they have a sense of humor. So that was a great experience. And I do go into detail about it because I had the, what looked like, I say, Egyptian hieroglyphics going across on the screen. And they were, in the columns, just perfect. And certain ones were lighting up as it was scrolling across in the beginning. And I thought my eyes were open. Like I thought my eyes were open and I was looking up at the ceiling. But I think I was out of my physical body. And what I was seeing, I heard all this beautiful music. And then all the white flowers came busting through the ceiling. And I went up. It was so great. Anyway, I'll never forget that first time. It was fantastic. But I'm going to say, if you can get Elizabeth, it's fantastic. If not, use what's available to you. If you can't afford it, just do it every day. And sooner or later, you're going to connect. You're going to think, oh, I can't shut my mind off. Well, that's okay. That's part of learning to do meditation. And when you get the chatter in your mind, you simply bring your focus back to breathing. And the mind usually quiets down when you do that. If it doesn't, give it time. It could take a little while. It could take many weeks, but don't give up and keep doing it. We need to build our energies meditating first before we can move on to the next level of the free psychic and intuitive awareness classes that I will be teaching you. What I have learned in my own experience. Do I know everything that there is to know? No, I don't. But I'll be 54 this year. I've been on my path since I was in my late teens. Well, I started doing past life regressions at 14 years old. I didn't know what it was I was doing at the time, but it was naturally happening. So I have some experiences that other people don't, and I have delved deeply into things. One thing I am going to say that's probably going to upset a lot of people, and I'm going to say it anyway, because through my experience, even since I published Eyes of the Messenger, I've learned so much more. And I will say something that you may or may not like, and I may lose viewers, and that's okay too. But we need to remember, I'm an interfaith ordained minister. I was ordained by a priest in a church, and I have studied all the religions, and I've always taken a little piece of each one with me. And what I have learned in the last 2 years, religion is man-made. It really was created by man. And if we take away religion, man-made religion, and in my, a lot, I'm not going to say specific ones, but I will say that they can be very controlling and for a purpose and for financial gain for many of them. So to control the masses, this is what they did. So if we remove religion and we remove the all-American toxic diet, and we remove, I can't even say that part because I don't want taken the wrong way. What do we have left? What do you think we have left if we don't need to follow? We have ourselves, okay? We don't need religion. We are gods and goddesses, okay? We have the power of creation and manifestation. And we don't need to go anywhere else to worship. We can just close our eyes and meditate and connect and be living gods. And that's what we are. And if that hurts anyone's feelings, I'm very sorry about that. But that is my truth. It is my experience and is where I am at. So if you can handle the truth, then you belong here. If you have stumbled upon my page and are watching this right now, you're supposed to be here. You were led here and you were guided here. I am in competition with no one. Those who are guided to be near me, with me, in my life, choose healing from me, choose to take classes with me, are supposed to and are guided here. And those who don't feel right can leave. So let me give you a little word of advice and a little bit of information up front so you can make the right decisions for your soul. So here, that's your solar plexus. It's one of the 7 spiritual centers. We have 144 minor. We have a lot. We have many. Okay? We have a lot. You should get Elizabeth's books and you can read a lot more about that. But you can find out about the chakras anywhere. So what I'm about to tell you is how to know if something is right or not for you. And it's very simple. Again, life is very simple. So in your center, in your solar plexus area, which is your gut, it's called your gut instinct. I'm sure you all are aware of your gut instincts. When you have a decision to make, or you're about to do something, focus on that area. And if you feel sick or ill or have anxiety in that area and you're uncomfortable, that is clearly a no. A no, proceed with caution if you proceed at all. When you go to do something or you have something to do or a decision to make and you focus on that area and you feel at peace and you feel happy and content, that is a yes. Continue forward on your path. So that is what I want you to do with coming to see me on my channel. I want you all to be sure of what you're doing. And I want you to ask yourself and your higher self, is this right for me? Is this good for my soul's purpose and my soul's growth? Should I be here? And should I do these things? And I want you and your soul to give you the answer if you should be here participating or watching. Okay? So this way it comes from you, and I'm not telling you you have to do anything at all. Okay? Okay. Kabish? That's what my mama used to say. Kabish? Kabish. Okay. So let's see, it's now 2:53. So I believe I came on at 1:30. So I've tried to make my testing video a little bit interesting for you. I gave you a little bit of background on some pictures that I have taken myself. I'd love you to go look at the few others. A friend of mine got married in a very historical location, and there's incredible spirits that show up dancing and celebrating with these people, and it is beautiful and wonderful. You need to go look at those pictures. Another one that is up is of a friend of mine who had someone in their life who did take their life. And in the room a year later, a photograph was taken. And you'll see those pictures too in that story with that. And you can see that on the Ghost Gazette Facebook page. Now, the Facebook page on Ghost Gazette does not say Pennsylvania, USA. It just says Ghost Gazette. Okay. At first, when I made that, I didn't realize there were other Ghost Gazettes out there. And so over time, I figured that out. So I wanted to just make our name a little bit more unique. And so I added the Pennsylvania, USA on there so people would know that that is this Ghost Gazette and not any other Ghost Gazette. Plus, I believe someone else was taking my name. They were intimidated by me and by my truth, and they thought that they were going to mess with me and upset me about it, but I didn't make too much of a stink about it, and I just started deleting them. And I will say that in the beginning, when I came into the para communities, I admired a couple people, and I didn't know how to present my paranormal footage. And so I learned how to edit and jump cut and stuff like that. And it wasn't something that I did purposely. Again, I admired these people because I in the beginning, I wanted to speak with my father, and I wasn't having the same communication that I am now, but we all learn. I learned the hard way, and I just believed in a couple people that I've grown out of. I'm grateful for the process. I'm grateful that it happened that way. And anyone who is confused and thinking that I have faked or jump cutted my footage with editing to pull the wool over anyone's eyes, you're fucking nuts, okay? Because that's not what I do. I have since removed just about all of my edited videos. I left one up, and I copied the same name that they had on their video because they decided to take my name. So I copied their evidence videos title and put it on mine. And that's about as vindictive as I got over what happened with all of that. And I'm not going to put much more energy into it than that. I'm not even going to make them a chapter in my book, but I'm just going to say that I did learn the wrong way how to present my paranormal videos, and I have since learned to just post them. I'm still trying to learn because I'm the only one that listens to my footage and puts it up. I don't have anybody who helps me. I've asked and I've asked and I've asked, and no one has an interest and no one else cares. So I do the best that I can on my own. So please appreciate that. And we all learn the hard way by making mistakes and making the wrong choices in life. And that's how I've learned everything throughout my life. So I learned the wrong way how to do my paranormal videos, but I have since corrected them, and they are fucking amazing now. So you just check them out, okay? I think I might take a couple-minute break. I need to reposition my fan. When I get a hot flash, I get very uncomfortable, and I need to turn that fan up or get it over here somewhere. My hair is long, and it is hot, and I am used to wearing it in a ponytail or up on top of my head or in braids. And now that fall has hit, this is the second or third day that I have had my hair down, and I went shopping today and I was literally soaked. I'm not used to it. It's like having a coat on all the way down past my waist. My hair goes. And when I was younger, my hair was so much thicker. Like, I can go like this with my hair. When I was young, I had to go like this with my hair. But I've lost a lot of hair over the years. And it's very thin, but it's still very thick. So I'm going to go twist my hair up and get it up off of me because I am very uncomfortable. But I want to keep doing the stream because I can. So I hope nobody minds. I mean, maybe I should stop it and start a new one. I do know that I have a few viewers, and I appreciate anyone who's here. I'm going to click and see if I can figure out, before I try to get comfortable, if I could see who's here. Right now, I'm only looking at the Google Hangout page, which doesn't tell me who's here. And if I view on the watch page, I should be able to see if anyone's in the chat, maybe. This is like crazy. You know what? It's not. It's crazy because it's showing that I'm live, but I think I'm only live on Hangouts because when I go to the watch page on YouTube, I'm not seeing it. So this whole video, I don't know if it'll even be able to be saved because I'm new at doing this. I haven't done it in a long time, as I said in the beginning of the video. So I do see that I have a couple viewers. So I'm sorry I can't give you shout outs because I can't see who you are. But again, this is my test video, and I appreciate you taking the time to stop in, even if you don't know who the hell I am and don't want to be here. It was really nice of you to click on it, just see what's going on. So I'm going to take a couple-minute break. I'm going to go put my hair up and change the fan. And yeah, there's nothing else that I could really put on for you to do, really, while you're waiting. So I'm just going to go do it, and I'll be back. All right. I have to grab me a strawberry. Okay. So I'll keep my hair up until I get my next cold flash. So I wish that I could see who's watching with me, but I can't. Okay. Charlie, would you like a snack, honey? Here you go, baby. No? You don't like that? Okay. Okay. Alrighty. So I don't know if this is going to publish to YouTube or not now, because like I said, I can't see it on the watch page, but there's a little box over top of the watch page that does say live on Google Hangouts. So I don't know if that means, I don't know. Anyway, it's just a test. But I want to show you something cool that I got. When I was at the Paracon, and last year I bought gems and stones from the same dealer that was there. I was looking forward to seeing them this year, and they really aren't too far from me. They're probably about a half an hour away from me, which is so nice because I have to go there. Their prices are wonderful. Their quality is amazing. So I bought this sweet little amethyst. It's so beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? So love it. So I wanted to get this because I don't know. Well, I'll tell you that in a minute. Hold on. Let me show you what else I got. I'm going to tell you a little secret, okay? The most powerful, I find it even more powerful than a crystal, is a selenite, okay? It is the most powerful and it is the cheapest. I bought a beautiful piece. It's white. It looks blue from the reflection of whatever happens on this, but it is white and it's got some beautiful sparkling chunks on it. But I love this. I'm gonna get the big giant. They have big giant long pieces, and they're about this round and they're about that long, and they're just under $20, between $17 and $20 for pieces that big at a shop in Boyertown, PA. It's called Bay's Rock Shop. The people who I got this from was not Bay's, and I can't think of their name, but I'll have to give them a little shout out the next time. I'll try to find their card. So I got that, and I got the selenite rod. And then I got this beauty here. Let me shine it up a little. I love pendulums, and I hadn't used them in a long, long time. And recently I noticed that the crystal one that I had was working for me like I couldn't believe it. I say, show me a yes, and I'll say stop, and it stops. And I say, show me a no, and it shows me a no, and I say stop, it stops. And then I'll say, show me a maybe, and usually it'll go on a circle, and it'll stop. And if I ask a question, I get the right answer. So recently I've been using my small one. This is one of my favorites. And the tip of it had become broken. You see, it's a little bit broken. So it's kind of bummed, but I still love it. It works. It even works better than the one I just got, I think, because I haven't instilled all my energies in it to work with yet. But this one is a bigger one. Oh, I got excited when I saw this. I just love it. Isn't it beautiful? And it's got a nice point on it. It's beautiful, and I love it. And it's big. It's a big one. So compared to the little one, you see it's a little one and a big one. And I only paid $6 for this, and it is so beautiful. It has a little bit of a, well, it's not a phantom inside there, but it's, let's see if you can see that. The formations inside of there are beautiful. So those are my new toys that I got at the Paracon. I was so excited. And what was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you something about the... Oh, right. Okay. So, I don't know if you're familiar with crystals or not, but there is a type of crystal that is hand cut called a Vogel crystals. There are imitations that are made that are not real, so you must only buy a Vogel off of... There's only like two people. Marcel Vogel passed away, and I should have his videos on my playlist. I'm pretty sure that they're on there. He's a fantastic man. He worked for IBM. He's the one who, taught them about using crystals for electronics and stuff like that. Well, he learned how to cut crystals. And he has different sided ones, and the biggest one is the 144 sided one. But there are many, many smaller ones. And so I found his videos and I was led to them, and fascinated because I raised my kids crystal picking. We live up in the coal mine region up in Pennsylvania, and we've been picking crystals out of the crystal veins up here since they were little. I mean, they haven't done it in a while, but I raised my kids on our hands and knees crystal picking for... We would go, I mean, we'd be there all day, it's just pack our lunches, we're going for a hike, and I had nothing but cookie trays pushed under all my couches, all the beds in the house. Like, we just had so many crystals. So I have a love for crystals. And I found out about Marcel Vogel, and I was able to print out his ebook for free. And I printed the whole thing on my new office printer and put it, put holes in the pages, made a whole big binder book of this man's teachings and what he wrote before he passed away. And after I did that, I had one of my lucid dreams. And it was a younger him, and he was showing me to take an amethyst and to lay back and put the amethyst on my third eye and hold the crystal in my hand, which I use a crystal, and I use the selenite rod, and I lay back and I put this on my third eye. And that's what he showed me. I was in this awesome classroom, and so I was being taught this by the master cutter. I mean, could it get any better than that, right? So so I was so excited when I went up to the Paracon, because I was looking for just the right size that I could sit on my third eye when I lay back, and it wouldn't be too heavy, it wouldn't be too bulky or anything. When I had the broken leg and I sat on the bed that I had in the corner here when I couldn't walk, I had a bigger piece, and I would lay back, and I had that on my third eye, and I was holding my crystals, and I was laying back, and I had just gotten my new HP 27 SE, and I was in my glory, and had all, playing all the meditation YouTubes like 24/7, just really going off the wall with it. I loved it. So I had the amethyst on my head, and I'm laying back, and I'm holding the crystals, and I'm laying flat, and the video's going, and all of a sudden I hear pop and crack in my head, and I was like startled, and I jumped, and I was like, oh my God. And I was so excited because my pineal gland was starting to decalcify. And I work very hard to raise my vibrations and raise my energies and frequencies and eat certain foods to break away the calcification on the pineal gland to open the third eye more. And so what he showed me in the dream was working. How cool is that, right? So I'm not telling you that that's what you should do, but I'm telling you it worked for me after I had the dream. And so now that I have this beautiful one, I take it upstairs with me to bed and with my rod, and I put it on my head and I just lay there with it because I really want to, you know, get more of the calcification off. And the reason why our pineal gland calcifies, if anyone doesn't know, is from the toxins, the chemicals that we breathe that absorb through our skin and clog our filters. And, you know, it ends up clogging and calcifying, like a calcification on a bone. It does the same thing to our pineal gland. And this is why they want us to have fluoride in our diet. They want to dumb us down. They want us to be stupid. They don't want us to know better. And they want to herd us around like sheep and cattle. So anyone that wants to become awakened and be on their spiritual path, it's good to know certain little things. And that's a real powerful thing. So I have not just made a test video tonight, but I've given you some powerful instruction on your 4-breath meditation. You could do that for 4 seconds at a time, 5 seconds at a time. You could do it, hold for longer seconds, but that's a basic entrance to meditation. I've also given you powerful information on how to use the gemstones there to help decalcify your pineal gland. And I've also spoken to you a little bit about diet. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm considering stopping this video and starting another one, because sometimes people say, oh, they're too long, or they're this or they're that. So what I'm thinking of doing is stopping this one and starting another one, and then maybe I'll see if I can do any recordings or whatnot on that one, and then see what we get later when it publishes. But it's 3:16, so in 15 minutes it'll be 2 hours that I've been on. I'm so excited that I get on. Even if this video doesn't publish to YouTube properly, I still was able to start getting where I think I needed to be. It's been a while, but so I want to thank anyone who has checked out the video tonight. I hope that you can hear me and that everything is clear. And I guess I'm just going to say thank you. And don't forget to check with yourself, your higher self, if it's good for you to attend this or not. Okay? Thank you so much. And I definitely will come back and set up another stream in a couple minutes. Okay? Later. Bye. Blessings, everyone. This is Denise Lee from Ghost Gazette, Pennsylvania, USA, author at Eyes of the Messenger. And in 2017, we'll be releasing Angelic and Terrestrial Communication. Look for us on Facebook as Ghost Gazette, Google Plus as Ghost Gazette, Pennsylvania, USA, and here on YouTube as Ghost Gazette, Pennsylvania, USA. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Keep up your meditation. Bye.